On behalf of ICICI Securities, we welcome you to the Q3 FY21 results conference call of Saregama India Limited. From the management, we have Mr. Vikram Mehra, who is Managing Director, Mr. Vineet Garg, who is CFO, and Mr. B.L. Chandak, who is Executive Director. We'll begin with opening comment by the management, followed by the Q&A session. So over to you, Vikram.
Thank you. Very good afternoon to all of you people. Last 9 months have been tough. COVID hit our country very, very hard. But the good news is we are slowly coming out of it. Most industries are now showing growth. And I'm genuinely hoping right now that our story should be similar to a cricket team story. We were beaten very, very badly in the first match and the first quarter of the financial year. There were a lot of bruises and pains during this path. But just like the cricket team, hopefully we will all come out winner in the end. Because most companies have become leaner, courtesy the COVID crisis, have worked, I think, more efficiently, and overall, I think as an industry, we will come out stronger eventually. As I've been maintaining in all my quarterly calls, India's primary story is the digitization story. With this 1.3 billion people, with the second largest smartphone population in the world, with some of the cheapest data that you can find anywhere, one of the weakest out-of-home entertainment infrastructure compared to any other developed country. All these are perfect recipe for people consuming more and more of their entertainment, edutainment, education, all sitting in the comfort of their home, which is all very big triggers right now for digitization. And COVID has further accelerated this trend. You are now seeing more and more people consuming content on their smartphones, on their tablets, at the time of their choice and the content of their choice. With the biggest library in India IP library in India, across music, films and television series, all fully digitized, with very rich metadata sitting behind it, a very robust data engine that we have built, which is allowing us to do high-end data analytics about which song of ours is working, which part of the song of ours is working, creating predictive models for us. I think Saregama is in a very, very good position to take advantage of this big, fast-moving digitization phenomena. And that seems to be showing in our results too. 41 crore PBT for quarter 2. Just remember, this number was only 14 crore last year. On a 9-month basis, our PBT crossed the number of 100. We did 101 crore. This, if you compare with the last financial year, where the entire year PBT was sitting at 60 crore. Last year was not a good benchmark because quarter 4 was really bad, which overall had dampened the numbers. But what I'm very happy about is after being beaten in quarter 4 very badly in the last financial year, so because of COVID, we people tightened up our house. All the costs were trimmed brutally. We found newer ways to put our content out, and from Q1 onwards, quarter on quarter, we seem to be showing very, very good growth, both in terms of now top line and bottom line. More importantly, bottom line. Our focus on cash management has continued. As a company right now, we believe that that's the most important thing on which we people need to keep our finger. Combination of improving our collections from all our partners and reducing and postponing expenses. Also, we all need to note right now that one of our biggest expenses always remains content. When we buy music of new films, with no films getting released over the last 9 months, that entire expense has got postponed to either the quarter 4 of this financial year or most likely the next financial year. But that's the reality which has helped us. The net, we were a debt company last year. We are not only debt free, we overall have a cash surplus of close to 150 crore. Cash, fixed deposits. So that's a float that we people, our free cash flow that we are sitting on, which is close to 150 crore. Something that we as a management team are also extremely proud of. Now let's get into a little more detail right now about our results in this financial year. The primary driver for this 24% growth that we have seen right now in this quarter compared to the previous quarter is coming on account of higher Karma sales compared to the previous quarter and much higher revenue from the TV and the film segment. These two were still taking a beating in the quarter one and quarter two. Both these segments are slowly now come out in a steady state and supporting our both top line and bottom line. Let me get into the first segment, which is music. 18 months back, we had announced plans that we will invest heavily in new music. Why were we doing it? Right? Because we realized that the younger segment listens to newer music more than the older music. And more importantly, we wanted to keep this company relevant 30 years down the line also. So that people who are 18-year-old, when they become 40, 45, they still find the music of Saregama extremely something that they can relate to. Unfortunately, COVID had happened and has put all these plans of ours in cold storage because no film releases could happen. In spite of the fact that we had blocked and bought the music of some of these films, the entire release of the music has got pushed by a year. This has resulted into much lower content cost and a much lower marketing cost this year. Is it sustainable? No. As management team, we very strongly recommend that this is not a sustainable phenomena. What we have shown you with this year's growth, that how efficient the system is, that if the content cost is not coming in, system can go back and throw very, very strong profitability. We want to use the profitability and keep on investing in newer content. So you will see us spending more and more on content and the marketing cost for that content in the next 12 to 15 months. As film production starts, we will start acquiring large amount of Bollywood films music. We all are currently invested in 4 big Bollywood films, 8 Tamil films. We are in very advanced stages to close deals on some other large Bollywood films. Another track we have been maintaining all throughout is that we believe in music, the large growth may come not only from Bollywood but in regional content. That's a trend we have seen across all digital consumption in India, and we follow that very, very closely. This is the digital television, video content, even the print part. You are seeing large amount of growth happening from the regional languages. So we also have been investing heavy Tamil, Bhojpuri, Gujarati and Punjabi over the last 12 months. We have in fact at this juncture released songs in the last 6 months with every leading Bhojpuri singer. So all the cast out there, all of them are now working with us and releasing music with us. Same is the situation on Gujarati side. All the A-listers out there are now working with Saregama, some of them in fact on an exclusive basis. What it's helping us do, these guys have got large fan base on the digital media. As we keep on releasing more and more songs of ours, our presence also on social media becomes that much bigger and we get a lot of traction for their music. The Bhojpuri channel, let me share this one stat with you. We launched a Bhojpuri YouTube channel in February of 2020 and then March happened and then everything was put on hold in terms of new releases. But still, with the work that we have done over the last 6 months, our Bhojpuri channel has already clocked 300 million views in 9 months period. So I'm pretty happy right now with the way our regional catalog is shaping up. Our biggest revenue driver continues to be digital licensing of our music, which is growing very, very steadily in sync with the way digital consumption is going up in our country. So whether it's music streaming applications, whether it's Gaana, it's Airtel Wynk or Spotify or Apple or Google, all of them are consuming are using our music. The short video apps, ShareChat, Moj, Instagram, Reels, you name it, all of them are using our music at this moment. A lot of newer shows which are getting released on Netflix or Amazon or Hotstar, they are incorporating our music. In fact, 2 of the big movies that got released in the quarter, one was Ludo, which got released on Netflix, had our song. Then another movie got released right on G5 called Khali Pili, which also was using Saregama songs. So these are older songs which get incorporated in the movies and we are getting license fees. In this quarter, the quarter which released Saregama IP. our music or our lyrics. What's it resulting into? Resulting into our licensing revenue growing in a very steady fashion. It's a combination of the industry growth. Industry is growing anything between 11 to 12% year on year, and we expect something similar happening. And second is our market share growth. Market share is growing, so there's an industry growth factor of 11 to 12%, and there's another 10 to 12% you're looking at right now, which is our market share growth coming on account of more and more people listening to retro music becoming very, very popular, and second is our investment in newer content. A question often which is asked to me is why do we claim retro music is becoming popular? Check out TV serials today. Check out digital latest series that are coming out there. You will see retro music being incorporated everywhere. I'll give a lot of credit to our own team and the changing taste of this country, but the biggest credit we always know right now goes to this product phenomena called Carvaan. Carvaan has suddenly made retro music fashionable, cool in our country. More and more producers are rising up to the occasion right now, saying that, listen, let's look at retro music. Maybe there's something big. Let me give you an example of Ludo. The song which is done very, very well in Ludo is a song which actually originally was picturized in the movie Albela on Bhagwan Dada. Many of you guys won't even know that Bhagwan Dada goes to an era right now which is before Dilip Kumar also. So it's that era ka music which suddenly was introduced by people in Ludo, and if you go to any video sharing app today, from an Instagram to a Triller to a Josh to a Moj, everywhere you'll find younger people uploading their videos using the song that was there in Ludo. So overall, retro is becoming popular. Carvaan has played a very, very big role in making retro so much cooler. What are we doing on Carvaan? During this quarter, the Carvaan sales finally started showing right now the upward trend. We have done a 15K in Q1. 81K in Q2, and around 130,000 is the number. 138,000 is the number that we people ended up doing for Carvaan in Q3. So yes, we took a beating. Yes, our numbers are lower than the numbers that were there last year. I'm not running away from it. But please keep in mind that it's showing a steady increase back up. It's literally working with minimal or close to zero marketing. We are not spending anything there. Third, though retail networks have opened, the footfalls at the shops are still very, very low. People are still very, very going out there to shop just like that to pick up white goods. In the view of all that, the fact that we are doing 138,000 numbers right now in the October to December timeframe gives us a lot of hope and confidence about the future of Carvaan. Though I'll again maintain this part very firmly, that our roadmap for Carvaan, the immediate roadmap for the next couple of quarters is we will keep on controlling our expenses. We are relying only on customer pull to come and ask for Carvaan rather than generate demand by doing large marketing expenses. Till that time, as a team, we are not fully comfortable that the markets have become completely okay. The problems of COVID have completely gone away, which it is at least 6 to 9 months away. We will not be spending marketing monies behind Carvaan. We will rely only on consumer demand. But the great part is that demand is picking up. During this quarter, we launched 2 of our new Carvaan variants. One is a product which is targeted at young kids in the age group of 3 to 9, 3 to 10 years, called Carvaan Mini Kids. It has got nursery rhymes in English and Hindi, stories for children in English and Hindi, and the mantras including the Gayatri Mantra. This product, not so surprisingly, has met with great success. We are seeing a lot of traction in spite of zero marketing from our side. There are parents who are very wary of their children sitting at home and constantly being glued onto TV screens or mobile screens. They are finding this product pretty handy. This product is especially very close to our heart because it was conceptualized during lockdown. Seeing the feedback that we were getting from children, the content was finally recorded and packaged during lockdown. We got it manufactured during lockdown and we put it out in the market. This entire thing is a lockdown phenomena, and which also tells you right now the speed at which we are able to turn around our products, including the hardware products. The second product we people launched at this time was Carvaan Karaoke. Like in any high-end product, we always launch with minimal volumes to go out there and see the initial market reaction. It has been launched at a pricing of close to 20,000 rupees. The initial feedback has been very, very positive. What is also doing is keeping the brand Carvaan alive in the market without us spending any money on the marketing side. We are something I said last time also, we believe that even vaccine is still few months away, where the full rollout happens and everybody gets it. Even elderly are going to be even more cautious in the days to come. We believe with more and more people sitting at home, Carvaan on its own will keep on growing right now on an organic fashion. So we can rely on pull rather than spending any money on marketing in the short run. Our attempts to move Carvaan from a one-time margin product to an ongoing revenue-based platform is on. We are pushing more and more of Carvaan 2.0, which supports a Wi-Fi based return path, which allows us to give newer content to you every day, content that changes every day, allowing us in future, in next 18 to 24 months, once the population of these Carvaans are enough in the market, we will open up advertising also on the back of these podcasts. So podcasts is doing two things. Keeping fun is allowing me to talk to the younger people. These podcasts can be from Bhagavad Gita on demand and learning from Bhagavad Gita, to whiskey appreciation classes or wine appreciation classes, to how parenting can be done by single parents. There are a variety of topics on which content is coming in. On all the content that we people are acquiring is on variable basis so that we don't end up spending any of this content. As and when we make advertising revenue, we will share it with the content owner. After the lockdown restrictions were removed sometime in June, July time frame, we were allowed to shoot. We as a production house, and we're very proud, we as a production house were the first guys to hit the market, both on the television side, when we are making TV serials for Sun TV, as well as on the film side. So let me talk about the film side. In the month of July, we got an approval for a film and we started shoot of the film in the month of July, and in October that film was released on ZEE5 called Comedy Couple. This is the speed at which things are moving in Saregama at this moment. So we from the time our script is conceptualized to getting okay from our partners to we doing the production, post-production and release, it took a duration of 3.5 months. We also completed the shoot of a Marathi film, Zombieville there. Its post-production is going on, and we are very, very bullish that as theaters start opening up, maybe in the first or the second quarter next financial year, we'll release that film. When COVID happened, one of the letdowns was that our serial Roja was faring at the #1 position across India on Tamil channels in terms of TRPs. Our fear was that with the lockdown happening and no fresh episodes getting shot, will we lose a #1 position? It was an unfounded fear because the moment the new episodes started going up, we were back into the #1 position. Roja continues to be the #1 rated Tamil program. We have now released Roja and the second serial of ours, Chandralekha, not only on, it goes on Sun, it's also available now on YouTube, and we are now releasing it even on Facebook. So that's the advantage of IP. Once you have IP, you can not only monetize it on its first medium, but there are multiple other ways in which you can keep on monetizing IP. I had informed you guys in my last quarterly call that some of our Tamil serials, Telugu dubbing rights have been taken by people. Some people want Telugu remake rights of that. Plus, so that's one way to make money. Second way to make money here is that to put these serials and programs on the YouTubes and the Facebook of the world and start generating revenue out of that. We were also given the mandate to launch third program of ours on Sun TV during the Q3. Once again, a program which was pitched during lockdown, conceptualized during lockdown. We got a go-ahead from Sun TV during lockdown, and we ensured that we were able to launch the program in Q3. The program is already called Andewa. The program is already clocking 7+ ratings in terms of TRPs. The Q1 and the Q2 had seen losses in the films and the television segment, primarily on account of the fact that we were not able to shoot anything. Since we were not shooting anything in the first quarter and the first month of the second quarter, we were not able to put anything up on the television channel and hence not able to generate revenues. The moment that problem has gone away, as you can see, films and television segment is back in the positive side. Overall, if I sum it up, all four verticals of the company seem to be faring reasonably strong. All four of them are strong enough to take care of their own. Music segment is doing very, very good. And as digitization keeps on increasing, we believe the revenue possibility from the music segment is going to go up. And there's a long-term play. All of you guys who are following the international circuit, what happened right now on the some of the bigger artists who have sold their publishing rights or sound recording rights on the American side. If you follow this, you realize that the value of music IP is going through the roof. All the global companies' valuation is also going up a lot right now because IP is getting more valuable. With digitization, more and more people are finding legitimate way to consume music. So we see a very bullish trend in front of us on music front. Carvaan, we will continue with our current trend of controlling costs. Carvaan will not be a loss leader. Carvaan will break even at the worst or turn a very marginal profit. But right now, our part is Carvaan will at least do a break even till the time COVID-19 issue is not completely wiped out. Films and television will remain on the positive side only as we will go forward. That's all. We'll open it to Q&A, please.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now begin the question answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 on their touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and 2. Participants are requested to use handset while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. The first question is from the line of Dhwanil Desai from Turtle Capital. Please go ahead.
Hi Vikram, good afternoon and congratulations for a fantastic set of numbers. So 3 questions. The first one is, we've been talking about that we are not acquiring new film music because no production is happening and we did not have enough see-through in the first 2-3 quarters. But any number that you can put in terms of the total budget that we are allocating for the acquisition in next 12 to 15 months, that would be good.
My problem is the moment my numbers go out as to what budget we are looking at, our negotiation power with the film producers goes for a toss. Once they realize that we are sitting on these kind of budgets, it becomes a little difficult to negotiate. But what I can tell you is that a commitment we have been making for last 2 years on the music side. We will spend only the money that our music segment is generating. We are a debt-free company. We will remain a debt-free company. Our other way I can answer your question is that we are looking at acquiring at least 20% of the newer content in terms of cost and in terms of the number of songs that are released is the aim that we have for the going forward 12 months.
Okay. That helps. Second question, Vikram, is on Carvaan. So I think, we started with one variant and then we went into regional languages and then multiple variants. I think I don't have a count at the top of my head, but, we must be different versions of Carvaan. My question is that, it's good to see that we are trying to address so many different sections of society. But isn't it, in one sense, stretching our bandwidth in terms of scaling up a very focused segment to the next level? If you can share your thoughts on that.
So I kind of disagree with you because remember, as a company, what is the effort? The effort was putting up the first Carvaan. After the Carvaan is there, and we are the owner of the music, all we need to do is replace Hindi by Tamil and replace Tamil by Punjabi or Punjabi by Bengali or Bengali by Marathi, and a new variant comes out. Similarly, if you got over Carvaan Mini, the content is all sitting out there with it. It's a very similar concept to what CDs used to be there or cassettes used to be there at one time. You get your Carvaans done. After that, what music are you putting on right now is not such a complicated job. And we are realizing that if we are selling in Tamil Nadu, it makes much more sense to put music which is connected to what Tamilians are going to relate to rather than trying to sell Hindi music there. Are you with me?
Yeah.
So our incremental efforts are not very high. I just want to give you that comfort here. Also, the way the structure of Carvaan is done, it's very easy for us that if a particular, suppose one language Carvaan is not moving, for us to change it to other language and put it in the other market is a very easy job. So we never get stuck with SKUs that are not moving.
Okay. And how about marketing budget? I mean, because you must have to allocate separate marketing budget for different variants, right? So will you stretch it to
both the things? Firstly, this year that we are not done only marketing. Earlier also, we used to market only the mother brand. Like Carvaan Minis, we have never marketed. We market only the big flagship Carvaan Hindi. And everything else was moving right now on its own. People come back and say, "अच्छा वो Carvaan Hindi वाला सुना है, वो हमारी language में है क्या?" And there is a product which is sitting there. We don't do individual level variant marketing. It's always the mother brand which is marketed when it was being marketed.
Okay. And the last one from my side. So if I'm looking at the streaming platforms like Spotify, they are kind of they started as a music company, but they are repositioning themselves as a audio streaming company. They are acquiring a lot of podcasts and kind of to ensure that the content on that platform is very diverse. Now, when streaming companies do that, and your customer or the listener have a limited time frame with them, which is available for the listening, are we thinking in terms of repositioning ourselves, acquiring more of a podcast or doing syndication for indie music or getting into international music? How do we think about, kind of expanding our horizon on this?
It's a very fair question. We recognize the fact that we will not be able to continue for next 20 years fighting for customers' attention on streaming app platforms only through retro music. That's why there's large focus that we need to build our catalog with the music which talks to today's generation. Our 18-year-old or 22-year-old, the kind of music they listen to, we should also produce that music. That's where our investment is on film music. We are doing a lot of indie music, what you will call independent. We call it as Hindi original music. There's similarly a lot of independent or original music in Bhojpuri, Gujarati, Punjabi, Tamil, and now Telugu. So there are large investments going in, but as a company, there are boundaries we are drawing. We are not getting into international music. We want to play to our strengths rather than to our weakness. International music consumption is very little in India. It's still primarily Indian music that does much better. We have a 1.3 billion population to play around with. This is our strength because we are sitting on the largest catalog of this music. It makes sense to strengthen our strength because nobody else can challenge us there. Are we investing in podcasts? Yes, we have started podcasts on Carvaan. We currently are sitting on 289 podcasts that we people are creating. That's an area we are seriously looking at. Obviously, the focus is more on music-based podcasts, but we are looking at other podcasts too.
Okay. Thanks, Vikram. Very helpful and all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Ankit from Bamboo Capital. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thanks for the opportunity, Vikram and team, and congratulations for good set of numbers. Vikram, on the Carvaan part, if you can explain, we are seeing pretty good traction in the sales number this quarter, and as you have been highlighting, the sales have been without any significant marketing spends. So, how do you see, the sales panning out over the next few quarters, given the quarter-on-quarter improvement that we have seen over the past few quarters? And also, if you can tell us, how has been the online sales for the product since, a lot of shift has happened in the buying pattern of people post-COVID. So how has that channel picked up and our strategy for that channel going forward?
So let me try to answer the last part first. Yes, the share of digital sales has gone up for us also substantially. More and more people are buying online. And remember, digital sales for a company like ours has to be looked in two ways. One, what is Saregama selling on digital? We sell through Amazon, we sell through Flipkart, we sell through Paytm. There are 11 different partners of ours through which we are selling. And we are also selling from Saregama.com. That numbers I'm completely on top of it, but a small retailer, he has got a shop maybe in Amritsar. That retailer of mine, I have given it to him right now to sell it right now from his shop. He may also be selling digitally. So if I combine his numbers also to it, which I will not come to know directly, then the sale of digital is very, very high. Obviously, digital lends us also to a lot of creative work because you can do a lot of work on the social media to promote your product, talking to the digital audience without incurring high expenses of TV advertising or newspaper advertising. So a lot of focus from our side is moving on promoting these products digitally and selling them also digitally. You asked me what is the projection we have for Carvaan going forward. See, there's so much of uncertainty at this juncture sitting in. All I'm going to go back and commit to you is Carvaan will be a break-even product. I'm not going to project Carvaan is going to be making money in the next 3 to 6 months. Carvaan will be a break-even or a very, very marginal profit number. Are we happy with the 138,000 number? No. We people are used to a 250,000, 260,000 per quarter number. We are not at all happy with the 138,000 number. But to increase the number, it's very tempting to start doing marketing campaigns to generate demand, create awareness. We don't want to do that at this stage.
Sure. Any number at which you will, start generating profit in this, in the Carvaan?
Carvaan for the first 2 years always made profit. Carvaan incurring a loss only in the year 3 because of my Q4 fiasco. Carvaan always generated profits. Out of the 3 years Carvaan has been in existence, the first year and the second year was a profit making year. And I see no reason right now going forward why will it be any different.
Sure. And, secondly on the budget for new music acquisition, since FY20 we haven't spent anything on new music, significantly on new music acquisition, and we had a budget of, let's say, 200 crore to be spent over FY20 to FY22. So we are still sticking to that budget or, will there be any increase or decrease in that?
So principally we are sticking to that budget. A lot is going to be in the hands of which way market opens up. We are still with the fingers crossed and seeing when will theaters genuinely open up. They have opened up in Tamil Nadu to full occupancy with this latest film called Master that has got released. We are seeing when do Hindi theaters open up in the Hindi heartland with full occupancy, because that's a time big film producers will start releasing their films. Only then we'll get music in our hand. So our intent is there very clearly to grab at least 20% of the new music, and we enter the next financial year with that intent. Hopefully with films getting released, we'll be able to fulfill that intent. Nothing has changed.
Sure. And this last question from my side on the Yoodlee, if you can tell us, how that business is shaping up for next year, how many, movies and tie-ups that we are planning, and any further details on the Yoodlee?
So on Yoodlee, the only thing I can tell you on Yoodlee, year 1 was a loss-making proposition, year 2 was a break-even, year 3 was a marginal profit. Yoodlee is now, in a consistent fashion, is going to remain profitable only. Initial years, because we had no reputation in the market, when we were going and licensing our films, there was a pressure building up on us to, negotiation position was not in our favor. With our films trending on Netflix, film after film has performed very, very well on these platforms. Our ability to get the right price for the quality content that we are producing is getting established, which is helping the margins of this business. Also remember, as we people go forward, the first round of films that were licensed, the ones that were licensed for 3 years or 4 years, which have been fully written off in our books now, are going to come back and fresh licensing is going to be happening. All that will start adding up. We are projecting right now anything between 14 to 16% top line growth on hugely part of the business year on year.
Sure. So basically both top line and margin should increase primarily because of increasing bargaining power as well as, the new license revenues for the old movies that we had.
And the other part, sorry I missed this point, that you will see in next financial year, we people also getting into the world of series rather than limiting ourselves only in films, all digital. We are not getting into Hindi TV serials ever. This is rather than launch one big film, can you do a big series with 6 episodes and each of the episodes literally equivalent to a film?
Sure. But any success for, getting some licensing deal over there? Or?
We will announce it at the right time.
Sure. Thank you so much. Thanks.
Very hopeful.
Thank you. Before we take the next question, I'd like to remind participants, please limit your question to 2 per participant. You may rejoin the question queue if you have a follow-up. The next question is from the line of Manvardhan Baid from Laurel Investment. Please go ahead.
Good evening. Thank you for the opportunity. Congratulations on a great set of numbers. I missed the earlier part of the call, so this might have been addressed then, but still So I just wanted your views on the judgment that came in from the IPAB, and since that is an issue that we've been pursuing for a while, so maybe if you could shed some light on that.
I'm at liberty to say that radio used to pay us basis 2% of their top line. That's a payment that used to happen to the music industry. IPAB has come out with judgment here about what all will radio be paying and what rate it has been paying. There's already some litigation from radio side which has happened there. They've initiated something. So I think at this juncture, it's too early to say which way it's going to go back and move. I can't comment beyond that because it's still being fought in courts.
Okay. So, are we going to get paid on the new sort of rates that have been announced, or are we still getting paid by the radio companies on the older rates? Or have we renegotiated?
So the judgment came out the last day of the previous financial year, or previous calendar year. In the last few days, there just have been more of legal cases being filed by various parties, not Saregama, but by various parties. So there is still lack of clarity there as to what rate is going to be applicable and for what all rights will the radio be paid. All I can tell you right now, the numbers, if anything, will be better, not worse than what we were getting paid earlier.
Okay. And approximately by how much better?
I'll not be able to comment on that at this moment.
Okay. So one more sort of question that I had in mind, and this is post listening to your commentary only, that since we are assuming a 20-year shelf life of the music that we have, and given the pace of content addition, do you think even 20 years hence we'll have enough content to cater to, the audience that we intend to cater to?
Why do you think we will not? Sorry, I'm not able to understand your assumption basis which you are posing this question.
We're sitting on 130,000 songs right now. My sense is that we're not adding more than 2,000, 3,000 songs a year anymore. So
but then, remember how many songs get released there. So let's talk only of Bollywood for a moment and not any other piece of content. You are talking of 200 big films coming in a year. Right? Real A category. I'll stretch it to B and C category also. Let's make it 500 films in a year. 750 films in a year. 750 films even with 4 songs is only 3,000 songs. That's all that's coming out in a year from the Bollywood side. Rest of the stuff is on the original side. So I'm not running. If you're saying right now that is there a gap which is sitting in Saregama catalog for the last decade, I'm not running away from it. Yes, there is a gap only on the Hindi film side. We never stopped investing in Tamil side or the other regional languages. Only thing we were not investing was Bollywood music over the last decade. That gap is there. We are just ensuring right now that gap is not going to be there. For those 10 years is gone. Going forward right now, we will be a substantial player in all the new music that gets created in the country. And with our financial results, we have the wherewithal to do it.
Fair enough. And for this new music that we are acquiring, we still are expecting ROEs in excess of 30-35%?
I'll put it the other way. We work on a payback period of 5 years for all the music content that we people invest in. Remember, the shelf life of songs in terms of rights is 60 years minimum. We people, for the music that we people acquired in 70s and 80s, that music is still generating substantial amount of revenue for us.
Thank you. Best of luck for the future, Vivek. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Hardik Jain from Whitestone Financial. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Good evening, sir, and congratulations for a great result. So just adding on the previous speaker's question. So if I'm correct, so large part of our library has a shelf life of say 20 years now. So I think the previous speaker was trying to ask this, and even I want to ask this, that even if we want to say gather 20% of song market share of the songs, so in next 10 or 20 years we'll be gathering around 10 to 12,000 songs, and whereas major part of our existing library will come towards the end of the license period. So the license library the number of songs will shrink at the end of the 20 years.
It will not right now. Remember there are a lot of statements you may not want to clarify that. First, remember around 33 or 34% of Saregama's catalog belongs to the 21st century, not to the 20th century. So that's one doubt I want to clarify. I don't know what you mean by shelf life for 20 years. I don't know what is the meaning of that word.
So my understanding is that whatever rights that we acquire, the license, or we can charge or we can generate the revenue from that for the 60 years from the day we purchase the license. Is my understanding right, first of all?
60 years. So there are two sources of revenue that a song makes. One is called a master recording, which is 60 years from the time the song was released. Other are called publishing rights, 60 years from the death of the person who wrote the song or composed the song.
Okay.
These are the two rights on which we people monetize. These are the rights we buy when I say we are buying the music of a film. So from you still have the entire music which is sitting from 1960 onwards. Not everything is still sitting out there with some master recording. The moment comes to publishing rights, even if the song has become 60 years old, if the writer of that song was alive till 1990s, we still have 60 years from that time onwards.
Okay, so you can use the lyrics and maybe redo the song.
Yeah, absolutely, you got it right.
Okay, and sir, and how much money do we have any budget in mind? How much money we want to spend on new content acquisition?
I'm not. I answered this question. I think last speaker also. 20%. Our aim is that minimum 20% share of the new content getting created in India in this year should be belonging to us.
Okay. And so, is there any, because we spent around 78 crores last year on advertising in 9 months, which was only 25 crore this month, 9 months. So is there any amount that we have in mind how much we want to spend on advertising every year?
See, understand right now. So when you look at advertising, there are 3 numbers which are hidden under the word advertising. The advertising on Carvaan, which is a very clear stated part. Second is when we acquire a content of a film. Like we have acquired content of a movie called Bell Bottom.
Right.
This belongs to Akshay Kumar, ki new movie that's going to come out. As part of that deal, we pay some amount of money to the producer that we book as content cost, and we have to guarantee an X amount of money to market the film and the music.
Okay.
sits under marketing.
Okay.
So as less content gets released, there's no corresponding marketing also getting done because both of them are part of our contractual obligations. Third is the some amount of marketing that we do for retro content. Somebody's birthday, somebody's anniversary, just to ensure right now that the retro stars and their music is all still there top of mind for people, which continued happening even at this time. Fourth is every time we're releasing a film of ours, maybe if it's going even on a digital platform, we still do some amount of publicity. Small budgets, but these are the various heads that are sitting under advertising.
Right, I understood. Thank you. And last question, sir. So this content cost, whatever we spend on acquisition, it will be like written off in the P&L or we'll capitalize it?
The people are amortizing it over
6 years.
We are amortizing it over 6 years. On the music, the marketing cost of music gets written off in the same year. The content cost gets amortized over 6 years. Overall, if I combine on a rough basis, if you spend 100 rupees on acquiring a film music, chances are 80-85 will be content, 15 to 20 will be marketing. Marketing is written off immediately. Content cost gets amortized over 6 years. Overall, 48% of the is getting written off in year 1.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Jigar Vyas from Vyas Ventures. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Hello. Good evening, sir. Congratulations on excellent numbers, and I think you have been doing well in all the aspects of the business. Just wanted to know the number on the growth of music licensing revenue for this quarter and what would be the guidance for this year.
So we will give you the licensing revenue declared on an annual basis and not declaring on a quarterly basis.
I just want the growth number year on year.
The people have been projecting right now, this year will be 18 to 20%, though it looks like we may beat that. In general, music licensing, our guidance is anything between 22 to 25%.
Sure. Okay, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Ravi Naredi from Naredi Investment. Please go ahead.
Mr. Vikramji, you have done magic this year, these 3 quarters. Definitely we were looking for this result since last 3 years and you have done it. Sir, why you made the joining of this con call and AGM makes difficult for a retail investor?
I have no idea.
So many hurdles are there. So many things have to be gone through. I couldn't attend last your con call and last AGM because hurdles are there. So why you making such things complicated?
Raviji, that's not the intent. We are in the market right now. I like to put my story in front of everybody who is ready to hear my story.
Definitely.
Will I make it complicated? So do me a favor, sir. Vineet, who's our CFO, if you can just drop in a mail to him, explain to him what are complications we are facing, so that next time onwards we take care of everything.
I personally came to attend the AGM in Calcutta 2 times. And this time you have made so complicated. Who is the CFO? You ask him to make this easy for the retail investor.
That's the intent, sir. मतलब अगर story अच्छी नहीं होती तो छुपाते ना, story तो अच्छी है तो जोर-जोर से बताएंगे.
Definitely I knew because I am shareholder. You are your company since last many years, and I am watching this. Vikram is a so fantastic person, but I don't think why you make so complicated.
We will take care of it. My apologies if that's happening. I'll ensure right now Vineet and you talk and we will resolve all these issues.
Definitely, my all questions has been answered, so I am not asking any questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Raviji.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Dwanil Desai from Turtle Capital. Please go ahead.
Hi, Vikram, just one clarification. So on this IPAB order, there was one press release from one of the leading radio station who is having a 30-35% market share, that their royalty cost will be lesser by 5 to 5.5 crore, while we are saying that if anything it will be better. So there seems some contradiction. So is it largely because they may be acquiring or using less content? Is that the logical explanation for this?
Sir, I am unfortunately not in a position to answer your question. All I can tell you, in today's numbers of ours, radio is an insignificant part. So, now, till the time coach don't clarify what the final position is, it's difficult for me to comment on it. I understand which station you're talking about, and I also have a feeling why they are telling you their costs are going to come down. I'm not at liberty to talk about that in a public forum. All I can give you the comfort is for Saregama radio today is insignificant. Any delta of 20% here, 30% up, down is hardly going to make a difference.
Okay, got it. Thanks, Vikram, for clarification.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Ashwin from Samatya Investment. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi. Thank you for the opportunity. So I just have one question. And firstly, congrats on very strong numbers. So I just have one question on the royalty expenses. So if you see in the last, if you compare last year numbers to this year numbers, while the streaming revenues have gone up and the royalty expenses has been coming down. So how should we understand the expenses going ahead?
I'm not clear about your question. Can you go a little slow and ask again, please?
So while in the last 1 year, while the top line has grown and the streaming revenues have increased, the royalty expense has come down in absolute terms. The royalty expense?
Yeah.
So how should we think about this royalty expense going ahead?
Royalty. So see, in royalty, the content cost is also sitting in.
Correct.
So if we are not buying new content, we hardly bought any content. That's a point that other speakers had asked me. This year is a combination of we people doing very good on efficiency, but also postponing all our expenses because there was no music getting released. Hence you see the royalty, what is sitting under royalty low, that number will go up. We are investing in new content. Our intent is very, very clear. We want to invest in new content aggressively.
All right. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the last question for today. I would now like to hand the conference back to the management for their closing comments.
Thank you, everyone. When people have been looking right now at Saregama, there are two different fronts on which we have been attacking. Increasing the efficiency in the system and investing in newer content. Increasing efficiency is all about ensuring that we are able to monetize what we own better and at a lower cost structure. I think we have been doing a pretty decent job, and this year performance is in a way a testament to the fact that our systems and processes are that strong and are not individual dependent any longer, that they, if turned, can go back and give these kind of profits back. But, which has been a great story for us in the financial year 2021 and hopefully will continue in the quarter 4 also. But the second part is an equally important part, which we have not done because of COVID, which is invest enough in newer content to prepare the company to increase its revenue right in a multifold fashion in a short-term basis and prepare the company for future, for next 30 years also. So this year, unfortunately or fortunately, the efficiency gave its benefits. The investment did not happen, so numbers are looking very, very good. Going forward, what we assure you that the efficiency part is going to remain as robust. This is not a one-off thing. We have been maintaining our guidance on music licensing growing between 22 to 25%, and I maintain that. Carvaan will remain right now at least a break-even number, if not positive, as we go forward. But we will continue with a cautious approach on Carvaan. And the third, the films business will be growing anything between 14 to 17% year on year. So that part will remain in a very steady fashion while we keep on investing heavily in newer content with a clear-cut eye on the commitment we have made to you, maximum 5-year payback period. Hopefully, future is going to be even brighter than this. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.